Peace. What's good? This is your brother C Knowledge, aka Doodlebug from the world famous Diggable Planets.
Hey yo, this your man CHJ of Duck City. This your man in the cut of Duck City.
Hey yo, this is Ed Dav.
Yo, what up, what up? It's your boy Hells, yeah.
Rockin' Yellow in the building, and we turned up.
Yeah, it's your boy Neff Dallas, and I'm rocking with the Mixtape Show.
To the Mixtape Show.
Mixtape show. Mixtape show.
The Mixtape Show.
The Mixtape Show.
My main man, DJ Kawan.
DJ Kawan.
DJ Kawan.
With DJ Kawan, blessing him like the Holy Quran.
Fire Rock Zone, Kawan J.
Let's go!
Got a special one, man. I'm actually doing the in-house joint right here, man. And we got my bro right here to my right, homie Celebrity. What's good, bro? What's good?
Lift off. What's going down? What's going down?
Chilling, man. Chilling. Welcome to the Mixtape Show, first of all, man.
Peace. Thank you, sir.
Like I say, first time, not the last time. And
already.
For those who may not be familiar, we've been playing your joint here on the show about a month and a half now, man. So let's put the voice and let's put the face. With the artist, man. Go let the people know who Celebrity is real quick.
All right, man. I am Celebrity, and this is We Have Liftoff, man. I sent in a couple tracks. I think it was To Me, For Me by Celebrity. That's definitely one. And Pledge Allegiance, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Pledge Allegiance, if I'm not mistaken. Those are the two lead tracks off my recently released project, Liftoff No Landing. It can be found on all streaming platforms for the most part, iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify. I'm also on YouTube. Find me at Celebrity, the album again titled Liftoff No Landing by Celebrity.
Dope. And you were born and raised Dallas, Texas?
Hey, no, sir. I'm born and raised in H-Town, Houston, Texas.
All right.
Texas. But again, a native of Texas, so we all family, all day long.
Distant cousins, that's all.
That's it. Shoot, like brothers, better yet.
There you go, dude. So tell me this, man. How about this? What was it that made you want to get into this thing as far as being a creative in the music part on the side?
Man, honestly speaking, when it came to music, my when I heard Outkast and UGK, like real talk, they changed a lot for me. It was that moment when I realized how much music really is life. You know what I mean? It just gives you so much to go on because it's so much you can relate to.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Especially Outkast after they dropped Southern Playalistic, of course, is the debut joint, but when they kind of went after the Source Awards incident, they kind of
Aquemini,
man.
Yeah, man.
Right there.
Yeah, man. It got real.
That's when hip hop had freedom.
Yes, sir.
At that point.
Yes, sir. It got real for boys at that point.
Yeah,
you were able to really kind of mesh all things into one.
Yeah.
And create an actual album that sounded good, where you wasn't always you wasn't monotone regarding to whatever the album flow is or whoever the artist may be. Now you can get crazy. A whole kaleidoscope, everything.
Yeah. So what is it about the Outkast sound that influences you today when you write your music?
It was free. Like, it was crazy, man. It was free. Just like in my first album, my project, Liftoff No Landing, man. You can get on, when you hear it for the first time, the first song you hear on there, you're going to be like, damn. Hey, that's what's up. But as you get further into the project, you're like, damn. Hey, that's what's up. Like, real talk. Like, I was not expecting this at all. And that's exactly what I wanted. When I had the first opportunity to give my project to somebody who was a total stranger, and they told me they took the time out to actually listen to it, they said they were completely surprised.
Yeah.
Just based on who I was when I introduced myself, when I gave them the project, and from the first song all the way to the last song, they were like, bruh, it's dope.
Yeah.
Like, it's dope. You have a fan.
Yeah.
That's what they say. You have a fan. I was like, man, thank you. I was hella humble. Because, firstly and foremost, for them to even listen to it. That part. Because you know how people are with their time and new artists. I always talk shit to people right now today. I can curse, huh?
Yeah, you good.
Yeah, okay. I always talk to people every day when they talk all the time, I tell them, I say, man, if you attempting to give somebody some way to get, or you attempting to introduce yourself through your music, like, as I've heard from an A&R, ain't nowhere in hell you about to walk up to somebody with a 13-song project talking about listen to my shit, yo.
Yeah.
Listen to my project. Like, you gotta hear me out.
Yeah.
Bro, what is the dopest shit you got?
Yeah.
Because you got all of 10 seconds maybe.
Yeah.
And don't do the intro. Jump right in. So no, get you something dope. Man, bro, I tell them all the time, don't be wasting people's time with this.
Exactly. Yeah, man, because you got to get them at the beginning, man. You got to hit them in the head at the jump.
Bruh. Man.
So let me ask you this, man. With the process of creating the music, that's one thing. But the music process and the business process, how's that been for you so far?
Man, once I acquired management, honestly speaking, it did, like, for the most part, I don't know if people have a perspective on what management is, but for me, my management was able to actually get me mentally prepared for the business side of things. Like, I was ready for the whole creative aspect. I was ready to move around and do the shows and all this extra shit, and I was good with that. I was really good with that. But at the same time, he was like, hey, man, like, because he was like, hey, man, come on. Like, so what we gonna do over here? Because if you need me, like, I'm gonna do this shit. But at the same time, I need to make sure, firstly, you getting paid. That way, goddammit, I can get paid. So we ain't wasting each other's time over here. Like, let's get that straight. Yeah. So, you know, it really just kind of, he helped me as far as getting that business side together, and that's what has me now able to say, yeah, this is where my money is coming from. This is what I should really be looking at when it comes to music moving into 2020 or 2024 or whatever the case may have. You like also thinking outside of just creating songs, like create a reason, maybe creating like your songs and put them towards reasons and maybe throwing them shit towards themes or shows or some other shit. You know what I mean? Like get outside of just trying to perform songs for people on stage. Yeah, your songs could be worked.
Exactly,
really worked.
And yeah, we were talking off camera too. You were saying how the business and creating music is one thing, but preparing for your life is another thing. Bruh. And that's my lane right there, because I love talking about that, man. I love talking about this is what I do, you know, the creative process, but I want to use this to be a vehicle for something else. So what do you want your vehicle to be, man? What do you want this music thing to able to create another opportunity outside of the music? What's one of your main goals for that?
You know, before real estate was really an easy thing to do, or what it seems now to be such an easy thing to get into now, that was my initial thing. Like where I lived, where I grew up, my area, it wasn't just the best area. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, it wasn't horrible, but it wasn't the best area. But initially I said I wanted to use music to buy my neighborhood back. Like buy the apartment complex maybe one by one. You dig what I'm saying? And then build them back up and make them look like the white folk shit. You dig? Like I want my shit to look just like they shit, and I want us to be able to live just like that. Cause y'all look at it just like putting on dope clothes. When you put on good clothes, man, you do better shit. You feel better about yourself. When you have somewhere cool to go home to, you start respecting that shit like anybody. You gonna make another motherfucker respect your shit. You dig what I'm saying? Just like the motherfuckers be outside. Hey, every time I see them with their dog, you dig what I'm saying? Dropping shit out, whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. You gonna do that shit too.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like you gonna be that person. You might handle it a little different. You might hang out your window, say, get that woo. You know, I ain't picking up that yada yada yada. But you gonna. It's a matter of simply respecting yourself. So I always felt like I used that as to be able to buy my apartment complex firstly, the ones I lived in, and then make them up and do them good, make them look good. You know what I mean? So I can make my people feel good. And now that the real estate is such an easy thing to get into, I still feel like I can use this as a catalyst to get into buying my apartment complex.
Exactly.
So I want to do that though. You know what I mean? I initially thought it would be hard. I initially thought it would be hard, but now it's like, nah. You get the bread, you can do damn near anything.
Exactly. You can take out an FHA loan and buy you anything.
The whole thing. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna
we'll talk about that after the fact. Yeah. We'll talk about that off air. Yeah. So man, I know you got the project you said is about a year old now. It's new to me, so I ain't heard the whole thing. So I'm gonna definitely check that out.
Me.
I'm gonna definitely check. No, it's good. So I'm gonna definitely check that out, man. So, what's some of the singles, the big singles in your mind that's kind of been pushing for you right now?
Honestly, man, I intended to use the lead track, to use Pledge Allegiance as the lead track. And when I performed To Me For Me for the first time, it like initially took off and caught fire. It was like, that one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody was like, that one. And now it's kind of like on that 50-50 bridge. So now I'm like, if I can get a bag big enough, or if I can get a platform big enough, I'm going to do both of them.
Yeah.
Because I feel like each one of them carries me into a totally different lane of music. You know, so it's like, it would be great to hit them from both sides. That way I can give both sides of myself to each different types of lanes, and then I can bring them all together. And then, you know, Bait, you know what I mean? Bait and switch them, you know what I mean? Just grab them all. Got you. Hey, now you gotta love me. I got you. You know what I mean? Hey, yeah. Now you fans, great. Now I'm give you everything, all the weird shit too.
Yeah, man.
Make you take all this shit. I'm gonna give you all the smoke.
That's like the Nas move where you hit him with Black Girl Lost and then you hit him with Hate Me Now. Boom. You know what I'm saying?
Boom. Knock him right out the box, fam. Knock him right out the box.
So I know you said Outkast was one of your influences. Anybody else right now currently that you rock with? That you really can.
You know what? And I honestly cannot say that they've inspired any music, but I recently started. I heard about him. I think I heard him on a song with T.I. And that's when I guess Hustle Gang, he was putting that group together with Tokyo Jets and whatnot. And so it was Dope Boy Ra. So I followed him on the gram, and then when I started hearing some of his music that he was playing on the gram, it made me follow him, and I'm like, man, I done went and downloaded all this man mixtapes. Yeah. So I'm like, I just kind of been jamming him for the most part, but he hasn't inspired any of my music, but that's just who I've been listening to as of late. Yeah, you know what I mean? But inspiration-wise, man, bruh, a lot of, and I can't say any one collectively, but for the most part, for the movement, for the artist that has the movement of being lyrical again, that entire movement of artists, that lane of artists has really been good to me, inspiration-wise, and here, because it's at least let me know, don't go nowhere. You know what I mean? Like because it got to a point to where it may have got, forget everybody else. It's got to a point for me where I'm like, man, I'm out here tripping. You know what I mean? Like, man, I'm out here tripping. They do not want to hear this shit. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. But of course, when you get off stage, it's a handful of people like, bruh.
Yeah.
That way. And so, but for that movement of artists, man, I'm so grateful for them because they're definitely keeping me in that mind to say, yeah, bruh, you good. Yeah. You good. You just kind of in front of the wave that's coming back. You just a little in front of it, but just stay where you at with that and get ready.
Yeah.